up, everyone? We are here in the Jurassic room, and welcome to another episode of Dinosaurs of the Week, where all of you, the fans, pick what is showcased in each week's episode. And as always, I got some great suggestions, and I'm going to be picking my 10 favorites to showcase for this week's episode. So let's go ahead and check out what dinosaurs made this week's list. All right, to kick off this week's episode, we've got a suggestion right here from Evil Gamer for the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Extreme Damage Indominus Rex. And this is a pretty epic figure right here. As all of you guys can see, it does have the exact same sculpt as the Dino Rivals Indominus Rex that we got prior, except for they added this extreme damage feature, which is pretty cool. And this is also the rarest of all the Indominus Rex toys we've gotten from Mattel, so that makes it even a little bit more special. Now, when we look at the back of the box, we get a better look at our Indominus Rex. It's roar and chomp, double-sided damage, and it's extra wide mouth opening, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you all the sound effects because I never took the pull tab out of it, but this would normally get the sound effects going, which is really, really cool. And then you click right here to close the damage and then open up the damage, close the damage, open up the damage, which is really cool. But overall, this is a great Indominus Rex figure. It's got an awesome sculpt and overall just a really sweet look. And again, it is a pretty rare one, so it makes it a great dinosaur for this week's episode. So the next suggestion we have right here is from Poland Bread for any variant. So I chose the Jurassic World Rebirth Gigantic Thrashers EO Triceratops because this is probably the newest variant that we got. So if you look at it real closely, we've got a punched out hole here to hang on the tab, and also pay attention to the color of the paint right here because I'm about to grab the other version. If you see, bam, it doesn't have the punched out hole and the paint is much lighter. Do y'all see that color? Very light paint, where it is much darker paint. Now, it's a very, very subtle variant, but it definitely is one. It's got a paint and packaging variant, which is very, very interesting. Again, kind of hard to tell on the camera, but you guys can see light paint versus dark paint. So I thought it would be fun just to showcase the most recent variant that I have seen on the market. And just in case any of you guys didn't know about it, now you know. And if you're a crazy collector like me, you can find both versions for your collection. Now we've got a suggestion right here from Jurassic Fan for the Jurassic World Epic Attack Battle Chompin' Carnotaurus. And again, another really cool figure with a very similar sculpt to some of the Carnotaurus figures we got in the past, but of course retooled and repainted a little bit to become the Epic Attack version, which is pretty cool. Now, when we look at the back of the box, we get a better look at our Carnotaurus, and then of course its multiple activation areas and its extreme thrashing action. So as you guys can see, you can press here, you can move around with the tail, which is pretty cool. Press here to get some chomping and sounds. And then of course our epic attack. You click once, you click twice, and then 3 times, which is pretty cool. Or you can do it all 3 at once. And then we've also got a button right here as well. Very, very sweet. Overall, a nice Carnotaurus figure and a solid addition to the Epic Attack line. Now we've got a suggestion right here from Jurassic Abraham for a rare Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom set. And we've got a couple rare ones like the Lockwood Battle set or some of the Destructosaurs. So I chose my favorite of the Destructosaurs set, the Velociraptor and the Microceratus set. I love this raptor sculpt and I love the paint job. The blue with the gold looks super sweet. And of course we get our little Microceratus there with its cage as well, which has magnetic destruction. Hence the name Destructosaurs. Now when we look at the back of the box, you get a better look at our raptor, our Microceratus, and of course how the magnetic destruction actually works. You've got a little magnet at the top of the Velociraptor's mouth and one at the cage so that when they hit, boom, it shoots open, which is pretty cool. Now, these sets were interesting because the Destructosaurs never got released here in America, and especially these small sets like this, which you also had the Dilophosaurus and Pteranodon versions, were very hard to find. So I'm happy to not only have this set in my collection, but all 3 in my collection. Now this awesome suggestion right here is from Franklin for the Jurassic World Dino Trackers Camouflage and Battle Indominus Rex, and this is another large scale Indominus Rex, which is really cool, and this is probably my favorite of the large scales just because to me the sculpt looks really nice, the paint job is subtle but looks very much like the Indominus Rex in the movie, and the action features are probably my favorite part. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Indominus Rex. It's side to side attack and it's camouflage and chomp, which is my favorite part. So let's go ahead and check that out so you can get your side to side attack going here. And now here's the best part. I love that green light up through the body. It's so sweet. Let's check it out again. That is so cool. So overall, to me, this is probably the best sculpted Indominus Rex we've gotten from Mattel, and it's also got the coolest action feature to me, which makes it my favorite of the bunch. So next suggestion we have here is from Gabe Tricks for a vehicle set. So I chose the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Jeep Wrangler Plus Rescue Net. We get this awesome Jeep right here, which has got all the mud and everything on it, which is super cool. And we get a Dimorphodon figure as well, which is also awesome. This is overall just a really cool set and one that I feel like we don't talk about enough. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Jeep Wrangler, how it works with figures, how you can shoot the net onto the Dimorphodon, which is really cool. But overall, that's a great looking JP vehicle right there. Very top notch to me. And the way it comes with the dinosaur, the firing net, just everything about it makes this set have so much playability and makes it a great one for any of our collections. And to me, it makes a great vehicle set to showcase for this week's episode. Now we've got another suggestion right here from Stavarn for the Jurassic World Chaos Theory Epic Evolution Wild Roar Ceratosaurus. And this is a pretty interesting figure if I'm being completely honest. The sculpting's a little different from the Ceratosaurus figures we got in the past. It does look pretty good, but the green color is kind of interesting. I can't tell if I really like it or I don't like it, but overall it's kind of unique, so it makes it pretty cool to me. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Ceratosaurus and its Rampage attack, which we will go ahead and check out. You can roll this little thing on its back to get the Rampage attack. You can go forwards or backwards. Overall, a pretty cool figure, a unique sculpt that's different from the Ceratosauruses we got in the past, and an interesting paint job makes this a pretty fun figure to look at on this week's episode. So now this suggestion we have right here is from Adam Dino Adventures for the Jurassic World Dino Rivals Savage Strike Monolophosaurus, and I honestly really like this figure, guys. I know it is the same Monolophosaurus sculpt that we've gotten quite a few times, but this paint job on the Dino Rivals version may be my favorite paint job of all of the different Monolophosaurus figures that we've gotten, so I really do appreciate it. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Monolophosaurus. It's biting action and its collector card that it comes with, just like all of the different Dino Rivals toys come with, which is really sweet. But let's go ahead and check out that action feature. It's nothing too crazy, but you press down on the tail and you get a little bit of chomping action out of your Monolophosaurus. Again, not too crazy of a feature, but again, my favorite paint job of all the different Monolophosauruses we got. So for those reasons, I love this figure and I'm happy to showcase it for all of you. Next up, we got a great suggestion from JC for the Amber Collection Velociraptor Delta from Jurassic World. And you guys know I love the Amber Collection. It was so cool to get a Jurassic World toy line in a bigger scale, and it worked out really well, especially for the Velociraptor figures. And this Velociraptor Delta figure right here is no exception to that. We've got an awesome sculpt and a really good paint job, and of course, much more detail into the figure since it is a bigger scale. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get a look at Delta from the movie and a little bit of a description about her, which is pretty cool. But again, looking at this figure, it is an awesome one with great articulation, sculpt, and paint job. And overall, it's just a sweet addition to the Amber collection. Now, it is a little sad that the Amber collection went away, but of course it got replaced with the superior Hammond collection. So I guess most of us aren't complaining too much, but I definitely would have loved to see a few more figures from this Amber collection line. And the final suggestion we have for this week's video is from Chillix Vibes for a Lego set. And I saw some of you guys thinking I don't collect the Legos, but I do. I have almost every single Lego set in the box that's ever been made. And this one right here is one of my newest additions, the Jurassic World Rebirth T-Rex River Escape. What an awesome set right here, depicting a great scene from Jurassic World Rebirth. We get Xavier and Teresa here and the T-Rex, and of course our little raft and everything, which is sweet. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another look at it, how you have your little port right here, your raft, and of course an ATV for them, which is interesting, and the T-Rex. Don't really remember them riding an ATV in the movie, but I guess it makes it very fun for a Lego set. But overall, we've gotten some really cool Lego sets in the past and some really awesome ones for Jurassic World Rebirth so far, and this T-Rex River Escape set is no exception to that. Overall, a great Lego set, and yes guys, I do have these in my collection. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Dinosaurs of the Week. Like I always say, if you are not featured in this week's episode and would like a chance to be featured in next week's episode, then be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Want to see more awesome Jurassic content? Then hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss any of my content. Also, check me out on Instagram and join my Discord server for so much more Jurassic fun. The links to everything will be in the description below. Check out more awesome Jurassic videos here.